passing through the depths of outer space.
Damn you all to hell!
Indeed.
This is the Sci-Fi Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Solar One Sci-Fi Podcast. And from another time frame, another dimension, another universe, another galaxy, another higher level of space, I present to you Michael Ball.
Space.
How are you?
The name is Ball, Michael Ball, licensed to podcast.
Hello, I'm fine. How are you? We haven't been on for a couple of weeks.
I was off.
Oh no, well, actually, I added some reverb to that as well to make me sound more professional, but it didn't work at all.
Oh, all right.
You're here on the replay. I'm fine. How are you?
I watched some. I saw some. I've noticed with like a lot of music now, a lot of people are putting the electronic things to the voices.
Oh, like a flanger thing.
Yeah, I find it rather annoying.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of a lot of these softwares, you have like the classic, because they did the flanger for the gold voices on Stargate.
Okay, right.
And I've done this before where I've made my voice sound. I can't remember if I did now, but there's a setting I did, and I made my voice sound just like a Goa'uld from Stargate SG-1. I did it years ago, and it's quite fun. You can deepen the voice down. And
Can you make me sound like a Goa'uld then?
Yeah, I could.
No. Can I say something goldy then?
Yeah, and then I'll work it afterwards. So, okay, this is you.
What do they say?
You go. I'm going to let you completely thrown into this. Go on now.
Now I will destroy your world and dominate and sit there and just tell you all what to do.
No, this didn't work. Nobody joking. Yeah, well, I don't know yet until I've done the editing, because this will be post-recording. So when this is played back, and you can see whether you sounded very gold or not. Shall I?
Right,
okay, let me have a go as well. Okay, very quickly.
Yeah, you have a go.
All
Say
right.
something goldy.
Okay.
Hey, Jafar. I sound almost Chinese. I am come from the, no, they don't stutter. Kree, Jafar, Anubis, Kree.
I can't do it. No, forget it. I'm turning it off for now. I can't do it. I'm not.
Alex, fuck you, Jafar, Kree, what?
Oh, I love it.
I don't know what a Goldie says. I mean,
No, I know. I can't think about it. You just watch like a Apophis or Anubis or something, and but when you try to imitate them, it doesn't work, does it? So, okay. Well, there we go. That's a very strange start to the show.
Well, there you go. We're two strange people stuck in a strange pot.
I know. Well, listen, before we go on, we are just going to briefly talk about a couple of big things which have happened this week. First of all, the Trump-Biden election. Obviously, this is not us saying either side. We're just saying from perspective that it certainly has been very interesting, very historic, and quite a surprise. I actually thought that Trump would win, but good luck to Biden. I hope that things go well with him. The other thing was interesting, of course, was that they say that they've now got a vaccine for COVID.
Yes.
Now, that's something I'd like to ask you about. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's 90% effective, so...
But that's the same as a general vaccine, apparently.
Vaccines... But of course,
Vaccines...
for the conspiracy and the anti-vaxxers, it's going to be the government sticking the microchips in them.
Oh, well, I don't believe all that bollocks. No, I think that's all a lot of... I mean, there's like with the 5G thing when COVID came out. Oh, it's the 5G. It's all crap.
It's amazing how the 5G thing's just been forgotten about, isn't it?
Well, because people realise it was a load of old bollocks, basically.
It's like we move on. It's like the conspiracy of the week now, the next evil thing they're doing.
Well, it's funny, actually. As soon as it was announced, I was looking at one YouTube clip and it had all the comments, and there were people saying, "Oh, I'm not going to take it. I don't want to take it. I'm safer without it. I'd rather stay away." As soon as I get the chance, I'm taking it. I'm telling you that now. And I'm at the apparently.
Well, I want my life back.
Well, me too. I'm at the third highest. Apparently, it is old people over 80s in the old folks' home. They're going to get it first with the nurses.
Yeah, fair enough, which is right.
And then I think it's I can't remember what I said now. It's like the care workers or something. I don't know if that's a separate thing, but apparently I'm number 3. I'm the third most urgent to get it. So, and I think that from what I've understood from what you've said, you'll be the same. So you and I, hopefully, will get it very soon. You have to get one jab, then you have to wait 2 or 3 weeks, and then get a booster jab. And then, hopefully, we are back to some semblance of normality again.
Out and about and partying again. Yes,
I know.
back.
And I'm going to go. I'm going to go for my first pint since February, which would be quite cool. I obviously have had a drink at home, but not going out for a proper pint.
What do you think about the Trump thing then? He's not going to leave the White House and he's not conceding. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen because I remember when Bush Senior lost the second term.
Oh yeah,
and he was. I remember he was very grateful. He sort of said, "Look, I think it's a real shame for the country that we've lost, but I respect Bill Clinton, and obviously we'll be back." But he did it in a very, in my opinion,
they're only allowed
professional manner.
Anyway.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's rare. It's more rare for presidents to lose the second term. So I've not remembered a case where a outgoing president has kind of just said, "No, it's not happening. I didn't lose."
They did a poll on the, I think it was Sky News. And if the British people had voted for Donald Trump, like if it were here,
yeah,
and 79% of the country can't stand him.
Yeah.
Which is weird. Do you know? I've gone into it and his family and I'm not going to come out.
Well,
because it's their politics.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
What happens over there does affect us.
Yes, it does. It does affect us.
So we are quite connected. But it's. I've got to admit, what if he refuses to go?
Well, that's what I was wondering. Technically, he's now seeking lawyers and professionals to clarify that he did win. He lost actually.
Well, he sacked his minister of what they call it, defense minister or something.
Yeah,
today.
Yeah. It's
and then he's replaced some people in the Pentagon as well.
Well, he's got 2 months left. But by law, he's going to go through the courts to obviously say that.
But if he loses the court cases, then what
that's what It's very likely that that's the case. And like I said, we're not taking sides in this podcast. We're just talking. No. That's why I don't want to piss off people. We're just talking.
You know
equally.
what happens? Does the military get involved and remove him? I don't know. It's going to be. It's fascinating viewing. I have to admit.
Well, couldn't it cause more civil unrest? Couldn't it sort of make
more
of people taking sides?
It's a dangerous situation.
Well, he should. The thing is, you see, he's, with all due respect, he's not acting like a sort of politician. He's acting more like a businessman. And this is one issue. Now, I appreciate that a lot of Americans voted for him in the first place because they were fed up with politicians. They were, but it appears, and like I said, we are really being neutral here. It appears that, based on the information, that Trump lost. Okay, fair and square.
Well,
right.
So you stand down.
So that is an interesting paradox because as you say, and I have no idea. I have no idea whether he's just going to eventually back down when the courts have decided that he lost legally. Then will he then just sort of go quiet? They have the inaugural thing in Jan.
Yeah, in January. Yeah.
I don't think he's going to turn up for that somehow.
No, they have a lot of complicated laws over there because you got like the federal, which is the federal government, and then each state is like a different country, isn't it, more or less, with its own laws and that, isn't it?
That's right.
And then you've got federal law, like is above it all. That's why they have them judges where they can sort of challenge stuff and that.
I think it's all very complicated over there. I know that.
Oh yeah,
I don't fully understand it. No, I don't fully understand it.
It's an interesting situation. Could you imagine if Boris Johnson refused to go?
I don't think many people would refuse to go in any country.
No.
It's a bit like a Western sort of state country. It's
no.
This is what's so unusual because I honestly, what could he do? I've been following his tweets.
He could poison the well, though, couldn't he? He could create. He's got 2 months left.
Yeah.
I mean, he could probably make political decisions, and like when the new lot come in, it's going to be a bit of a mess.
But is there some law that if he's only got 2 months left and he's the outgoing president, whether there's limitations as to what he can do?
Well, apparently it's the same here. We've got apparently certain laws that can, if anybody ever decides to become a dictator. I'm not getting political. But
No.
Checks and balances so that it doesn't happen.
Well, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah. So there must be like some.
They must have some provision for this instance, is what I'm saying.
What if he just decides to nuke the planet?
I'll stop here. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll get this right. It's 4 years ago, and I've not seen it yet. Since, right? What's it called? What's it called? The film, The Dead Zone, right? Now I remember the Dead Zone, and the missiles are launched. The missiles are launched. Hallelujah, right? And I've not watched that film for 4 years, and I love that film. I vowed that the day that Biden is in charge, I'm not saying he's going to be wonderful, but from my perspective of watching too many films, whether it's sci-fi or whatever, I can then watch the original Dead Zone movie, because that bloody... Ever since, what's happened has happened.
I know you're on about the president.
Yeah, the president at the end, and of course the missiles are launched, hallelujah.
Let the birds fly.
Yes, exactly. Now, I know this is no... like I said, we are digging ourselves in it because, especially, I think Trek fan 60, I think he's a pro-Trump person. Please, if you listen to this, it's just a general thing. We're not sort of really...
Yes, no, we're just like...
We're having a bit of fun.
We're add a science fiction.
Yeah, exactly, based on that. But I do think it's going to be interesting.
Stephen King, the writer,
yeah,
when he wrote The Dead Zone, he said in an interview, he predicted Trump's coming when he made that.
Did he?
That politician. Yeah, probably that politician.
It was on The Simpsons, apparently. In one episode, they have President Trump in the future.
Oh, right.
They did, yeah. The Simpsons got it right as well, apparently. I love The Simpsons.
It might be good. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm more concerned what's going on over there, really. But I do find American politics.
Well, you know me. I'm a huge fan of America, and
I am. I love.
I love. I mean, especially checking out the West Coast a couple of years ago and going to all these places, and I've just got an affinity with America. I always have done, and when it comes to
they're an amazing people.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. And we're gonna have
a man on the moon, didn't they?
I know. I mean, actually, we're gonna have an American next week because we're gonna have an author next week as well.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be interesting.
But it's I mean, it's interesting viewing. I jumped from all the news channels. I don't.
I did. I was fixed to that because for about 3 days there was no votes, and we're waiting for the not Florida. What was it? The not Pasadena. What was it? Philadelphia. We had waited, and it took days and days and days, and then suddenly, eventually, it went over, and that was interesting. And then, of course, it was a shock. And then, it's really. And I always remember that picture of Trump coming back from his golf game, and he looked absolutely destroyed.
He might decide to start World War III.
Oh, stop it! No, I know. Oh, don't. He can't. No, he can't. He hasn't got the power to do that. Apparently, it's different now. They can't just press the button and nuke us.
Oh, no. But no, they probably got. Yeah,
I think they could have done it in the 80s.
Pay the mobile phone bill.
Well, look. Anyway, whatever's happened, it's very interesting.
Got Wi-Fi.
He got 5G. He's got the aerial near his head or something. Going back to the 5G thing, but no. But let's just focus back onto it. No, seriously. Very interesting times. I really hope that it all sorts itself out. We'll certainly be interested, and also with the COVID thing, a very, very interesting time in the last couple of weeks since we were last recording. But I really seriously hope that it all just sorts itself out. I hope that
I'm going to say this: 2020's been a bitch.
It has been a bitch. It's been a total bitch.
It has been.
Somebody on Facebook said, if you could describe 2020 as a type of food, what would it be? And I said it would be a horseshit sandwich with mayonnaise.
To me, it'd be like having a sprout sandwich.
There we go. Yeah, total shite. But we've had a good laugh this year with the podcast.
Yes.
A lot of fun. A lot of fun.
One same thing that's got us through.
Absolutely. So that's brilliant. I think now after that, unless there's anything else, we'll go on to our news of the week.
Can I just say, I'd like to thank my friend John for Saturday when he came into my support bubble as a support. and did a lot of DIY for me. I'd like to thank you very much for that. He listens in, so thank you, John.
Hello, John. Nice to hear that you've helped out Martin, and hopefully at some point we can hear more about your new house and
if you're
how it's
lucky,
going.
if you're lucky, we may send you a T-shirt.
How much are you charging?
No, I'll tell you after the show.
Okay, let's go into the news.
So the Sci-Fi
All right, so this week we've had a new episode of The Mandalorian and Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
Now, have you seen any of the new stuff yet?
Yeah, I've caught up. When I moved in, I was online already, yeah. I've caught up. Yeah, I watched it, 2 hours of it on Saturday. Okay. And I loved it.
Which one, Discovery or Mandalorian, or both?
I don't want to talk about Discovery. I'm not impressed.
Oh, you're kidding. No, I'm
not impressed.
My family I asked them, because we were watching Discovery and Mandalorian at the same time, so which do you prefer? And I said Mandalorian.
Yeah.
I like Discovery. It is improving, but let's quickly ask them. So what was the negativity towards the Discovery thing? Was it the Trill?
Well, I was both stiff with this episode on the planet Trill.
Really?
I was absolutely both stiff. And don't get me started on last week's episode. It was like one big monologue after a monologue.
But some people have said that the previous season is too much action and no. But it's not been. I don't mind it. I mean, it has felt.
Did you not cringe when she went up to that chair?
Yeah.
And said to Saru, "This is yours." I thought, well, it's already bloody is for the last 2 episodes.
Well, she shouldn't have done that because she's not like an admiral or something. You know, she's just another sort of member of Starfleet.
And what would all that end when they all stood in front of a tree where Boofby used the garden?
Well, it was. I liked it.
They were all posing.
But I thought it was interesting because imagine. I mean, I never thought you'd have Starfleet in the future where Earth is not the one of the prime planets of the Federation. I actually like both. I'll have to disagree with you there. I thought that they were both pretty good, actually.
But we're only maybe episode 5.
Episode 5 we're going to see Starfleet this week. We are going to see the Federation.
Maybe.
No, I've liked it. I think this season is very good. It's completely going in different directions. It was great seeing the Trill again, and even the Trill.
It took me back to Deep Space Nine. Did that episode?
Well, Meridian. Meridian. Yeah. Was it Meridian? There's an episode with DS9 season 3 with Dax, where she goes back to, and it was really, and the continuity was spot on. The Trills looked just like the DS9 Trills. It was interesting, this character who was the host to an admiral, Federation admiral, who's going to be something Aira or something her name is. She's going to be a regular character. I think it's shaping up nicely. I'm actually quite happy with it. I think
it'll pick up. I just didn't enjoy the last 2 episodes.
That's fair enough. I have so far. I rate it quite highly. No, but okay, Mandalorian. Now some people are Mandalorian 2 episodes in. Django, Boba Fett, all this stuff, the dragon thing, and then the spiders. And I'm blown away by Mandalorian. I absolutely fucking love it.
Superb, isn't it?
Oh my god!
Absolutely superb.
I mean, the people saying this episode it was like it didn't continue. It was so standalone. I loved it. It was just them going on. It's like a connection between them. Obviously, where they're going to go. And it was just an adventure, and the special, and it's such a movie. It's just so well made. It's so epic.
If you watch Clone Wars, some spiders are in it.
Yeah, I heard that. I mean, I will try and watch the Clone Wars, but there's a lot of
to see them live action were pretty freaky.
Oh god! And
live action versions of them were quite freaky looking.
And Baby Yoda eating all the frog eggs.
A little bit, Yoda. I love his relationship with Baby Yoda.
Oh no, it's really nice. He's like a sort of surrogate father.
Yeah,
really, really good. Like I said, ever since I've watched The Mandalorian, every episode, I literally cannot tell you just how highly I rate this series. I think this could go on for so long, and it's just so good. Whoever's made this series, people are saying, "Oh, Disney can't do Star Wars." Well, Disney have done Rogue One for fuck's sake. They've done this. It's not everything's perfect, but they've also done some great content, which is worthy of any Star Wars in the past, as far as I'm concerned. Yeah. So I'm delighted. I hope it's only there's only 8 episodes apparently in season 2 of Mandalorian.
Oh, is that all there is?
Just quite short, But I thought it was more last year. Apparently, there was only 8 last year as well. And the episodes were shorter.
Yeah.
So, but like I said, each one it's almost like a mini movie. I'm blown away by it. So I can't wait to see what happens next.
I watched the first and second episodes, and I just thought I was just absolutely addicted to them both on Saturday. Yeah,
I've watched them about 2 or 3 times already, and they're just so well made. I love it. I honestly just can't wait for the next one. So,
did you think the guy with the bald head? When he was riding through the desert, there was him with a rifle up in the mountains.
It was Django. It was Boba Fett.
That's what I thought.
No, it was Boba Fett. It was 100% Boba Fett.
Right.
It was the actor. It was the actor who played Jango Fett and all the clones in the prequels. And of course, that clone, which we saw as a boy, didn't have his growth accelerated, and now, of course, he's older. That is Boba Fett, definitely 100% Boba Fett, which was fantastic. So, Boba Fett managed to somehow get out of the Sarlacc pit.
That big worm thing at the Sarlacc pit.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So we don't know how he got out. I mean, it's obviously convenient he's escaped, but he's obviously.
Well, he probably got shitted out.
Yeah, well, no, because it takes. Does it take about 1,000 years for him to poo him out?
Well, yeah, but that big thing at the Sarlacc pit, doesn't it? He said it at the Sarlacc.
So he was in 2 things at once. He was in the dragon and the Sarlacc, and somehow he's going.
When it shit out the remains at Sarlacc pit, out came Boba Fett, I suppose.
I don't know about the digestional tract of the dragon, but all I know is
it might have been protected when it transformed into a poo, and it came out of that big thing's ass.
Force poo.
And Boba Fett came flying out with it, But then again, how long was he in the Sarlacc pit for?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, I just thought it was great to see him, and whether he's going to come back and try and get his armor back. I mean, because he saw the Mandalorian at the end on the light speeder, and he probably saw that his armor was on the side. So whether he's going to, he is himself a bounty hunter. So
I like the character we met in that town, John Leguizamo, the actor.
I don't know this actor. People say I don't know him.
I think I saw him, John Leguizamo. I think.
Well, who is he? I don't know what he's from.
I think he's some kind of movie star or film star. He's famous.
I don't recognise him at all. So he's not been anything I've seen.
No, that's what I was trying to think. I thought. But I recognised the name John Leguizamo at the end, unless that was it.
And did you see R5 from the episode 4? The one that blew it?
Yes,
he was there, which was, and he even looked at the back of his head. He even had the scorch marks from where he blew his top in the episode.
Yeah.
I love it, and that's what I love. That's the one thing which Star Wars at the moment compared to Star Trek is so much better at. The continuity is dead on. With Discovery, they've redesigned the Enterprise. I mean, how they've done that, I don't know. Which is, to me, is one of the most sacrilegious things you could do. It's like Doctor Who, suddenly the TARDIS is pink or something. Oh, somebody said that apparently the TARDIS might be redesigned. Apparently, as I said this before, that next season the police box shape might be dumped. Have you heard that? They can't do that. It's like Del Boy with the Robin Reliant from Only Fools and Horses.
What are they going to change it into?
Unless it's Chameleon Circuit works, and every week it's a different shape.
Yeah, but Colin Becker's Doctor changed it into an organ, didn't it?
Yeah, and then it got fed up, and then it transferred back to a police box. Because
they can't do it. I mean,
they won't do that. It's too iconic.
Well, I don't know. They've done a lot of other things, haven't they?
I mean, I don't know what's happening with Doctor Who's production either, because it was supposed to start new. I mean, obviously we know why, but whether they're going to be able to make a series for next year, they've got one hanging over for Christmas, which they filmed before the COVID. Yeah. But if people are going to start having vaccines soon, then I would have thought that things will slowly start to get back to normal again, which would be really good.
I hope so.
Yeah, I mean, just,
But they can't get rid of the TARDIS. If they do that, then it's over.
Well, that's what put me off a bit of the John Pertwee era. I didn't like the fact that he was stranded on Earth and the TARDIS wasn't working.
I loved it because you got the unit from
I know, I can see what you're saying, but for me, it was every week it was a different... And obviously, in the end, he did get it going again, but there's about 2 seasons where he was stuck. But it makes the series very specific for that point. The only time that the Doctor really was just an alien stranded on Earth, rather than just going off like he normally does. What other news have you got? Anything else that you want to show me or tell us?
I've got quite a bit of news.
Go for it.
I just realised we did cover Buck Rogers, didn't we, the other week?
Yeah, we've not done a full podcast on Buck Rogers yet, but we're
No, but on the news front,
yes,
we covered, didn't we?
We did. We mentioned it, yeah, which is interesting.
So obviously I'll cancel that one. Dungeons and Dragons, the cartoon series live-action TV show, is in development at Hasbro.
Oh, I remember that year. I mean, that was the
massive fan of
80s. That was good. That was a good cartoon. I remember that.
And there is a final episode where everything gets revealed.
Oh, okay. I mean,
It finished, they cancelled it, and they made an episode. It's on YouTube, but it's only like partially restored. But they've got the audio for it, and it all ends up Venger. Well, it's obvious it's Dungeon Master's son, but at the end they restore Venger to being good again.
Oh, so was it not actually released then? Was it not sort of shown at the time?
No, they just cancelled the series.
Oh.
Cancelled it, yeah.
Because the only two I remember, and a series I'd love to be made into a live-action film or a TV series.
That.
Actually, you know, the one I would actually even prefer more than that is Ulysses 31.
Oh, God, yeah.
Imagine doing that. And I'm surprised.
Yeah, you could get 3 movies off with that easily.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Oh, very quickly before going back to Discovery, somebody says that it's a possibility next week they reckon that Starfleet, and I don't know if it's true or not, could be Bajor.
That'd be interesting.
Because one thing which would also give the series an advantage, and I was replying to this, you know, the burn has taken out a lot of dilithium powered ships.
Yes.
What if it didn't reach the Gamma Quadrant? What if space warp and...
Yeah, but I mean, there's questions to that. That's another thing, isn't it? I mean, you've opened the box now, haven't you?
Yeah.
The Pandora's box is open. I'm sure that 1,000 years in the future, I think they would have gone beyond dilithium crystals.
Well, don't forget, dilithium is simply a way of focusing the energy for warp speed. It's not the thing that creates warp.
I mean, the Borg don't use dilithium.
They use transwarp, and we've also had quantum slipstream drive. We've had different warp.
The Dominion don't use dilithium crystals.
Don't they? I know the Romulans don't. They do. They use a quantum singularity, but I thought...
Well, precisely. So, I mean, what's the problem?
Yeah, well, I'm a bit dubious about this warp thing.
Yeah, I am. Unless we get, taking out Starfleet and whatever thing that's using dilithium. I mean, you're gonna damage any sort of empire that's using that.
I reckon by the end of the season they're going to go with the change in the timeline thing. I think they're going to do a change. And you did see the short trek where we saw the artificial intelligence on Discovery, didn't you? From season 1.
Yeah.
So that technically, is that still going to happen? So
I don't know. Well, maybe we'll get a decent explanation. We'll have to wait and see. But the thing of Bajor being Starfleet would be interesting.
I would like that.
And the Cardassians.
I imagine seeing the wormhole again.
Imagine if in order as well.
I'd love to see the wormhole on it, especially imagine them and they go to, I don't know. I think it's too fan thing. I don't think they'll do that.
Well, let's wait and see. We're only on episode 5 this week.
Yeah, but I know we're going to see some Starfleet ships and stuff, and I'm a big ship guy, so that's cool. Sorry, so going back to Discovery. Any other news you got?
Exclusive, The Orville Season 3 is returning to production in December.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Fantastic. It's
God for that.
I know. I was worried that they might just shelve it, you know what I mean? But they must have invested enough time into it. Because they stopped in March, and of course it's like 9 or 10 months later. So I cannot be happy enough that they've done that. I think that, it'd be so good when this awful thing hopefully will be done, because... then we'll have Picard restarting up. We'll have what's the other one? Strange New Worlds coming along.
I'm looking forward to that. I've got a feeling they're going to get that right.
Yeah, and like I said, I was interested that you're not so into Discovery so far, but that'd be interesting.
Yeah, I just it was the old monologue thing that really really got to me.
On your channel, I'll plug your channel here, Martin's Sci-Fi Appeal. Are you going to be doing? Are we going to be doing some more live discussions
next week? Yeah.
So not this Friday week.
Not this Friday. I'm still just on the verge
course
of
you
sorting
are.
everything out.
No,
for
of
next
course you
time.
are. I keep forgetting about all the. Yeah, I mean, it's very good for you to actually.
I've
appear
done the
today.
bedroom. I'm really happy with that. Sure. And the front room I've done now.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Really
actually.
excited about it.
Yeah, well, maybe at some point you can post some stuff on Twitter or something.
No, I will do. I will give a sci-fi talk.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That'd be good. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll tune into that. That'd be cool. All right, anything else?
Right, we've got right. We need a bit of music for this. Actually,
Oh,
we've
God, what?
we've got the usual UFO out there weird things that are going on in the world sort of news.
Okay.
Alien News. This is from Alien News, the website, and was posted today. Unexplicable underwater wall that circles the entire planet found on Google Earth.
Okay, underwater wall.
Yeah.
How does that work out?
According to the video, you'll be able to watch this article. The Earth is surrounded by a huge wall that we can see clearly beneath our planet's ocean using Google Earth. This mysterious wall has been found by a YouTube channel, and it supposedly stretches around more than 10,000 miles along the ocean.
Okay, well that's interesting.
Well, I didn't know. Is it near Blackpool?
Northampton, I don't know.
I don't know.
It's a bit bizarre, isn't it? Sorry, not around Portsmouth.
Northampton, then.
Yeah.
Well, I think you'd notice that, wouldn't you?
Well, yeah, but I've not been out much, so maybe it's just down by the seafront or something. Maybe I've just not looked out there. I don't know. It's like Under the Dome, which I'm watching again. Actually, that's another quite cool series.
No, I was quite a fan of that.
Well, I think the first
I actually
season.
got old at third season. I'm not going to give you any spoilers.
Well, no, I have seen it. I've seen it before. I mean,
Oh, right.
it's. I mean, I'm getting a bit bored with it watching it. The second season.
Yeah, I
now.
got bored. I jumped at final 4 or 5 episodes, and I couldn't be bothered with it.
Yeah, it's definitely not as good on the second viewing. But I'm watching Travellers at the moment as well. And I've only just got into that.
Do you know? I'm up for. I saw Travellers about a year ago.
Yeah.
A fantastic series. When that got cancelled.
Well, I'm just into season 2 now, but it's quite solid.
I won't talk about it.
It's quite but so far it's quite solid. I like it. Although
The concept of the time travel, I love it about.
yeah, but the
going
premise
into
has
bodies.
changed because in the first episodes they were going where people were naturally dying at that point in time, right? And then taking over their bodies with their consciousness because that person has died in the timeline. But later on, it's changed now, and they're just coming back to anybody who's
Yeah, well, I can't tell you why.
Oh, so is it? Oh, so without any spoilers,
I can't tell you. I can't tell
No,
you. I can't give you. No, I can't. I want you to enjoy.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we'll do a show on that as well. Anything else? Go on.
Apparently, from the Knowledge website, which was posted on Facebook, 3 ancient pyramids have been found in Antarctica and are researched by Marines.
Oh, okay.
See, and it's all top secret.
So is it the gold or what?
Well, I don't know. I'm going to agree with you. Some believe this was all meant to come so they can explore the pyramids without having to report any of it to leaders.
Oh.
But none of it has been confirmed yet. Well, they were getting ready to enter the first of the 3 through the audio and video instantly lost contact with their base. And they were completely in the dark exploring the pyramids.
Oh, okay.
A video was recently leaked out of that expedition, which you can find yourself down below.
Okay.
According to the Piri-Reis map, Antarctica used to be a green continent before climate change took its toll. So there's alien pyramids there.
Ooh, okay. Interesting.
With technology. A further spread of Sphinx, which details how the Sphinx is actually at least 10,000 years older than any other pyramid. I think Stargate got it. So.
Stargate was about right, isn't it? This is what I'm saying. Maybe
And
this
there
is
is
it.
a YouTube video for it as well.
Okay. Well, we'll have to check that out.
Yeah, but then they've just gone and fucked it all up because it's Section 51 that make bullshit videos.
Not Section 31.
No, 51.
Section 50. I know. Who's Section 51? I've never heard of them.
Well, Section 51's this YouTube channel where they make alien abductions and CGI UFOs. And
Oh.
as soon as they're so set, but apparently
okay.
I've read this before that released these pyramids out in Antarctica, and that's why we're not allowed to go there.
Oh, okay. That's interesting. I mean, it's like the deep fake things where they can put different people's faces on stuff. It's
Yeah,
amazing what you can get.
It's amazing, isn't it?
I saw them do deep fake the Peter Cushing Grand Moff Tarkin from Rogue One. Now, I quite like the Rogue One Peter Cushing, even though, of course, you can tell he's sort of a bit CGI. And they managed to get the face of Peter Cushing and mapped it onto the scenes, and it looks even better. So I reckon eventually they'll do that. They'll redo it. You know, they always sort of update and change the films so that Peter Cushing and Carrie Fisher's appearances in that film. I gave that a rewatch over the weekend again. It's such a good film. I absolutely adore Rogue One. So yeah, it's interesting what they're doing now. They can literally put different people's faces on, and it's getting better and better and better all the time. So I think that you'll start seeing this in real film. I mean, eventually you're going to get films with dead actors. You know, it'll be so good. They'll be able to do it. They'll be able to.
Well, you won't need actors.
No,
do you remember Running Man? But they were doing that in that, weren't they?
Yeah.
Remember when Arnie's character, like they couldn't kill him off, so they set up that fight when he fought Captain Invincible. The CGI'd his face and that. Didn't they?
That's it. And so they but it's even better now than compared to even those films. Yeah. So you know, I mean, I saw a version of Sylvester Stallone as the Terminator, and it's really, really bizarre watching because it just looks like his face. So, anything else?
Some science news. China sent up a publisher. Actually, I got it sent to me today. I don't know why, but this was last year. But apparently, China grew a plant on the moon and it sprouted 2 leaves. Data indicates.
How did it survive?
Well, I could read it all, but it's in January. China made this when it landed. It's changed it for spacecraft on the far side of the moon. The mission was also to experiment growing plants on the moon. Brought to service a mini biosphere called the lunar micro ecosystem. That's so they can build stuff there, isn't it? That's why they've done it, and so it works.
It sounds a bit. It's like Silent Running or something, which is that's a film order review. There goes your phone. I mean, I've just 3D printed a 4th robot from that because we had Huey, Louie, and Dewey, and I've done a purple one and called him Stewie. And Stewie, yeah. So, but that was another. I mean, that's a great film to review actually at some point. But yeah, interesting about the moon. That's certainly interesting. I don't know how it would survive, but maybe it was in some environment, even though it's placed on the moon, where it would, because it still would need carbon dioxide, wouldn't it? Because they
probably had that in there.
That's what I'm saying. They must have. It can't be just on the surface. It must have other elements for it to sustain itself. But even so, it's interesting, you know, and it makes you wonder whether they'll be able to get some form of life growing on Mars at some point in the future.
Right then, well, we'll go live on the moon then. I own it to work for London.
That's it. You could sell your patch and make a lot of money.
The Chinese government.
Yeah. Okay, I keep asking you, and you keep saying, have you got any other news?
Right, so it's done. Finished.
Well, I think you had a lot there. That's good for the last 2 weeks. We certainly caught up with stuff. Really interesting ideas, actually, about what's coming on with science and stuff like that. It's always fascinating to know what they're going to be doing. So, yeah, brilliant. That's excellent. Right, I think at that point we should go on to Martin's requested topic of the week, and this is going to be an interesting one. Let's hit that jingle. Here we go.
It's the
Solar Sci-Fi
focus of the week.
Right then, so Martin, your topic, your choice. Tell us what you want to review.
Moonraker for some strange reason.
So what made you think about doing Moonraker?
I don't know. I pulled it. I watched it on Blu-ray a couple of weeks ago, and I really started thinking this is very science fiction.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got all the qualities of the insane villain. He's got a lost city in the jungle. Yeah. Which he launches a fleet of Moonrakers. He's got a massive space station with a laser on it, and he's going to launch death satellites that spread like
a virus,
gas
or
whatever.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're dealing with this billionaire, multi-billionaire, who's got this secret organisation, and he's just like everything. It's what a Bond movie should be with science fiction. But that was made not long after Star Wars, wasn't it? And they wanted
I hadn't thought about that. Of course.
That's how they did it.
That's because Star Wars. Yeah, no, that makes sense. I mean, there's a lot of, as we know, like Battlestar Galactica and stuff, a lot of those sort of things came out, and motion picture for Star Trek came out 2 years after, or 3 years after. So this was James Bond's response to the Star Wars phenomenon.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, you've got all the NASA astronauts coming up from America. You've got Drax sending them all out there with laser guns.
Yeah, Drax is a cool character. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a lot of fond memories about this one. It had a lot there. It had Jaws, who was actually one of the very few recurring villains, because he appeared in the previous film, The Spy Who Loved Me, and this, of course, he was back in this one. And in the end, he falls in love with this little short blonde woman, and it's just really cheesy and funny.
But it's good, though.
It's good. Yeah, I agree entirely. It's funny.
But there is an interesting scene with Drax behind his desk.
Oh yeah.
After Bond kills his samurai henchman, he throws him out of a clock window, and he lands in a piano with his legs sticking out. So it is funny, it's hilarious. And he phones up somewhere to get a henchman.
Right.
And whoever he's phoned up, I assume it's some kind of agency for henchmen. And he says, "Oh, well, if you can get it."
Yes.
Does, and I was fascinated. Who's he phoning?
We don't know. We never find out who it is. That's interesting.
Does like Jaws work for an agency where like supervillains employ him?
Supervillains.com or something. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
And just the technology and the shuttles and the space and the humour. I just think, and you know, the whole Moonraker experience is the cheesiness, and even it's James Bond.
Yeah, it was very cool, because also at that point, that was around the time that the first space shuttle had actually been seen, which of course was the Enterprise. And we do see a NASA space shuttle at the beginning, which they take because one of their own is destroyed or something. I can't remember. I've not seen it for a while. It's very good, because at the time it was when the space program had the space shuttles. They hadn't launched yet properly. That was about 2 or 3 years later, I think it was. It was a good, solid film. The music, of course, with John Barry always makes a James Bond film feel like a James Bond film, a bit like John Williams does with Star Wars films. And Roger Moore, again, he's got this humorous touch. The scene with the I can't remember what it's called, but the thing where the artificial gravity circling thing, you sit in the chair and it spins you around to give you the forces of G-force. I love that scene. I must have seen that scene so many times. There's also there's some great scenes though. It's
like when Drax says, "Can you make sure that Mr. Bond has an accident?"
Yes, see that some harm comes to him or something, I think.
Yes, a classic line.
Yeah.
Michael Lonsdale was a superb villain.
Yes, he was. He was only. I mean, I've not seen him in anything else. But,
no, I hadn't seen him in much.
But he was
in that.
He stood up very well as a Bond villain. Absolutely. And it's a shame in some ways. I obviously, when this film was released, then after that they had to go to a less science fiction based.
Well, they did. They brought it back to Earth, didn't they?
Yeah, so that was the end of it. But it was very cool. It was very, and it was.
I like the
good production. Good production.
I like the villains where you're right. You've got Spectre, and Spectre's cool, but I like it where you've got the insane billionaire.
Yeah. With
this highly advanced technology, and he's got a plot to wipe out the world, which is totally don't make any sense. But there's that scene where Bond's with Jaws. And Bond's saying, "Well, you're going to wipe out the world, and there's going to be you up here on your perfect stud farm, and whoever don't fit in with your vision." And it's looked like his camera's focused on Jaws,
and then Jaws realizes, he's
going to get rid of me, isn't he?
Yeah.
They're like, you know what I mean? The team up.
That's it, and that I love that. The chemistry between those two, the villain, he was a villain, but then he changed. I like that. I like the way they're.
Yeah, but the planets. Say like his plan succeeded. Then what does he do? What? Because he's going to have to come down and turn all nuclear reactors off right across the planet. Right. There's going to be a lot of problems. You can kill everybody off, but
There's all the as you say, you've got nuclear reactors, factories.
Well, that's what I mean.
You can't just leave it because they'll break down and eventually there'll be some explosion of some sort.
And then when Americans turned up in that shuttle and they all go out there to fight and die for him.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, well, that's the end of your plan, mate. You're finished. You've spent 20 years building this insidious scheme, cost you billions.
Yeah.
And, you know, you're a genius. And what are you going to do with it? Wipe out the human race and then start it again. But there's problems with that plan. But you love it. And he got his comeuppance beautiful at the end. One of the best scenes. He does the runner and he's down that corridor, his tracks, and Bond stood there. And he's going, at least you know, I'm going to get the pleasure of killing you. And like Bond just shoots him with dart apparatus under his shirt, under his jumper or what?
Suit.
Shoots him in chest, and then like walks him out through airlock and says, "We'll take a step for mankind."
Only Roger Moore could do that. You couldn't see Sean Connery doing that.
You know what I mean? That poor man, Drax, spent all that to build all this. And it could have benefited the entire human race. And it would just, the whole thing was just a waste. But I loved the film. Yeah. And I loved Jaws. I loved Jaws. And the love scene with him and
the end.
It's brilliant.
And I think somebody says, I think he's just attempting re-entry.
Yeah. What did they call her? Dr. Goodhead.
Yeah.
Dr. Goodhead. And he's like, when he first meets her, I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.
Well, don't forget, Deep Space Nine did their own James Bond spoof.
And, they did.
And the character was there. She was called Mona Loves It.
Oh, yeah, Mona Loves It. Yeah, you just couldn't make that today. There was too much of an outcry. And I'm not, to be honest, like, I'm not happy about this new James Bond business.
Oh, I know there's going to be a female of 007 or something, but
I mean, come on.
So is 007 going to retire then? So someone's going to take over his...
Well, apparently a friend of mine told me at the weekend he'd read, that at the end of this next Bond movie, he resigns and he says it's down to you now, so she becomes the new 007.
Oh no.
Yeah, no, apparently that's what mate told me. This is what he read anyway, so...
I do know that it's going to... I don't know. I
don't know. I mean, I don't want them all outside my house, like, protesting, you know, because I don't approve of a lady being James Bond. I mean, look, I love Bond women. I think they're marvellous. But, I mean, for God's sake, he spent the last 50 years being a man.
Well, we had this on Doctor Who, didn't we, a couple of years ago?
Yeah, but she's not James Bond, though, is she? She's his replacement, which, in some ways, you can sort of get away with.
But then they can't call it a Bond movie then, can they?
Yeah, so is she going to be sleeping around everywhere with hot fellas to get the information?
Well, what's it going to be called, the next film, then, if James Bond is retiring?
I don't know.
James Bond, the next generation, or the next 00? No, it doesn't matter. They can't do it.
It'll be like Feminists Live Tomorrow or something.
Tomorrow Never Balls.
Yes. You know, I mean,
the guy who loved me. The guy who loved me.
Oh, come on! Getting it, the guy who loved me.
Live and Let female. No, Live and Let. Oh no.
Look. Yeah. You know what? I know. And but it's like. So what is she going to be doing? Going around because he shags everything at Moans. He does.
Oh God.
He does.
Yeah.
So is she going to be like? So she's in like a casino in tight dress.
Manraker.
Manmaker, you know.
Manraker.
And then she's shagging all these fellas for information.
The guy who shagged me.
Killing them.
The guy who shagged me? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's true, isn't it? The bloke that did me.
Dr. Blow?
Yeah.
I'm going to shut up now because you're trying to... I'm completely derailed.
Lady finger.
Lady finger.
I mean, come on.
I don't know. I agree.
Well, all right.
I agree.
I haven't got a problem. Like, maybe it's
I can't do that.
You know, I mean, they brought in
Just call it Jane Bond. Just call it Jane Bond.
Judi Dench were fantastic.
Yeah, she was. She was brilliant.
There's that with Pierce Brosnan. She sat in car with him. She says, well, I expect you to pump her for information.
So, I know.
So, like, you've got this woman coming in, and she's really nice looking, and she's a cool actress. But she is the new Bond. Well, the new 007. So Bond's out now. So it's now the
look, just finish it.
code name.
Maybe they could just finish it now. Don't do another one. If he's retiring and at the end it's the woman saying, "Hi, I'm 007," and that's the end, and you get the da-da-dum, and then maybe it's time to finish it.
Yeah,
Maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it's too outdated. I mean, I don't mind.
Well, maybe times have changed. We're from a different. We grew up in a different generation, didn't we? And you know, maybe it would make sense. You know, he's James Bond. He's not 007. He's the code name for whoever gets promoted to 007, isn't it? So.
But the series isn't called 007. It's called James Bond. So they can't make a James Bond film without the actual title of the character.
Well, what are they going to call her then? Sally Bond?
Or Jane Bond? Brooke Bond? I don't know.
Oh, they can't call her Jane Bond. You know, Jane Bond does it, you know. Jane Bond.
Jane Bond does it.
You know, I mean, it's just the taking the piss out of it, totally. I've just got a feeling it's going to be a fucking disaster when it gets
I bet you if you looked, I'm not going to, if you Googled some James Bond porno titles, it'd be the most funny things you could ever imagine.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
I'm not going to do it, though, but it would be funny. But
no, I'm not going to do it. I was going to do it, actually.
No, that's not. Okay.
Shall we just have a little look?
Oh, go on then.
Well, look, God, I'm not.
Hang on, come on, this is funny.
James.
Thing is, you're going to get all this weird stuff coming up. It's just
Bond.
Porno titles.
Porno. Porno.
Oh, what are we doing? Oh, we shouldn't be going here.
Well, no. You like James Bond porno title?
Yeah, let's have a look. This is funny.
25 for James Bond with Trump as the villain. They've got Trump.
James Bond. Big Boys 2, no. Skyfall.
Oh, every James Bond. No, it's just.
It doesn't say. It doesn't actually. No, it's not giving up any names.
It's just all the Bond movies come up.
Sure, yeah, obviously. I'm surprised about that. I would have
typed in James Bond porno.
Balls of Thunder. Balls of Thunder. That's not one.
Balls of Thunder. Live and Shag Die.
Okay. These aren't too bad. I thought there'd be loads coming up.
Yeah, I thought there'd be like.
No, there's not a lot actually. I mean, I think we just came up with some funny ones. I'm surprised about that. I thought there'd be loads. Okay. Well, I think I came up with some better ideas myself earlier on, but there we go. So let's redirect back to Moonraker because we've got into a tangent. I wanted to say that basically, I mean, I remember seeing it. Of course, I've always been a sci-fi fan, so it did always rate very highly. Partly because Roger Moore was my favourite Bond. Yes, I'm in the minority.
Same for me,
I know Sean Connery is considered the best, and he's brilliant, and it's just a personal choice. I've got nothing against Sean Connery's Bond because he was the original. I just liked Roger Moore's spin on it, from Live and Let Die until the last one, which I can't remember what its name is, View to Kill. And this one, because it was sci-fi in space, for me, it ticked all the boxes. And it's one that probably one of my most fondly remembered Bond films.
That and Spy Who Loved Me and Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die, I'm a big fan of as well. That's one of my favourites as well. So brilliant. I liked it. It's the only one we could probably feature on the podcast.
Before we finish on it, do you like the new one? Daniel Craig.
He's all right. Yeah, I don't dislike it. I think his films. I liked not Skyfall. What was his first one? The one,
the Casino Royale.
Casino Royale was good. Yeah. How about you? Do you like him?
Not really.
No, you're not a fan.
There's so much of a fog in it.
So, well, okay. So, how about some other Bond?
I saw Spectre and I was very disappointed.
Did you like Pierce Brosnan's Bond?
Yeah,
Pierce Brosnan.
I thought he was perfect. Yeah.
I think that the new one. I think they just tried to make him a bit. Or they did sort of make him more updated for the new generation kind of thing.
I think
that's probably what you're perceiving. That's probably what you're picking up.
Maybe a Lady Bond will work. Maybe.
No, I don't think I'd want to see a Lady Bond somehow.
No.
I'm sorry.
Well, if they're all protesting outside your house tomorrow...
Well, no, it's a matter of choice, isn't it? I'm not saying that. I'm just saying for me, watching James Bond as a virile man for the last 60-odd years or whatever, then suddenly this little Bond comes along with stilettos or something, and no, I can't be doing that, sorry.
Well, there you go. Well, no doubt, if we're still doing podcasts,
this is gonna be the last one. It's like, no, it's just I like certain things to be a certain way, and I don't like it when they change things for the hell of it. You know, they did a lot of changes with Discovery, which we talked about before. I am more on board this season, but this has been the hardest Star Trek for me to get into.
Yes, I agree with that.
And I also think that the new female Doctor has been one of the hardest seasons to get into as well. Not because she's a female, but because the whole dynamic just feels different. And that's why shows like The Mandalorian, for me, that's not a change. That's Star Wars.
I mean, I think Disney are going to become massive on streaming networks now.
Well, if they do stuff like this, and they've got the... I mean, So, Moonraker, I really enjoyed it. A classic film. And it's one that's very fondly kept in my DVD collection, and it's going to be kept there for me to enjoy. Thank you, Martin. I think that's brilliant. Now, did you want to go into we're doing Logan's Run, aren't we? Did you want to continue that story next?
I can do a show. Well, we've got...
We've got about 5 minutes. We've got about 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Is that enough for you to chat?
Right. No, that's good. So our heroes were
Let's hear the jingle first, then we'll do it. Here we go. Cancelled? Nay.
I can hear lots of static.
It's here to stay. Go.
Continuing 2 weeks ago, our heroes were on the run, and after saving the world from a floating city in a big dirigible, pursued by Francis across this valley, strange light surpasses the solar count. Rem, Jessica, and Logan end up teleported inside this mountain. It's beautiful inside. It's it's a big valley and all this.
Right.
And they meet people dressed like they are in the City of Domes, and they're in Sanctuary. Welcome to Sanctuary. Logan, we know you are.
Right.
And they get to, Logan's there, and Francis, he accidentally, he ends up there as well. And he pulls his gun out, but as he's in Sanctuary, they're all laughing at him, and they've got this device that, makes you drop your gun. And Francis gets locked up in a cell. And... Logan meets Ballard, who's the leader. Ballard 2, he's called. And he's the leader of Sanctuary, and it's a paradise. And he's over 100 years old.
Wow.
And he tells Logan the truth about the City of Domes, that it's run by old people.
Right, yeah.
And he has a plan what he's going to... And the old council, this is why... sending about runners. He inspired the first runners because something went wrong with his crystal, and he inspired him. As he got older, he became on the council, and he was a Sandman, and he escaped the dome where they're hidden away, this council, and he created an organisation for runners. But it comes out he has a plan with the City of Domes, and he's built into it, and Logan's there. And he realises some of the people that have been there for a long time, that there's something not right with them. They're all sort of like they treat him a bit like a god.
Right, okay.
Because he's been programming them, because he's got a plan. He's going to destroy the City of Domes.
Oh, okay. So he's got his ulterior motives.
He has this plan. It's something to do with the council and all this. So Logan starts to tell Jessica, and she's not having it. She's saying, look, we found Sanctuary. And Logan's going, look, with this situation, look, we're not going to be safe there because there's something not right. I can sense it.
Right.
And Logan sneaks down to where the cell's down. He finds Francis locked in the cell.
Right.
And you'll find out more next week.
Wow. Okay, brilliant. I mean, what we could do is at the end of this, maybe we can sort of put a compilation of the entire thing together. So, yeah, brilliant. I mean, like I said, it's I need to see the entire series of Logan's Run. I'm more familiar with the film version.
Yes.
But I do like Logan's Run, and it's we're going to have to do 2 separate shows, one based on the film and one based on the TV series. Yeah. So brilliant, excellent. Right, well, I think that's just about covered things for today. We've certainly had a good laugh talking about James Bond. So this is probably our only ever James Bond podcast, but I'm glad that we got one.
James Bond, haven't you? The song, haven't you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's pretty cool. Next week we're going to be doing a Doctor Who, and we're going to be featuring a author. who's going to be talking about his books, and that's going to be interesting as well. So that's certainly going to prove for some interesting story to talk to you all about. This week I have not got a lot of songs. Have you ever heard
I was getting worried. I said to you a minute ago, I thought, I bet he's found music for Jane Bond.
No, I actually, that's very quickly because we're actually quite.
Oh no! Please don't.
Oh no! Oh, James Bond the musical. Oh,
Jane Bond. Da-da-doo, da-da-doo.
James Bond the musical. Let's have a
No,
look.
Jane Bond.
Jane Bond. There's no such thing as Jane.
Jane Bond. Jane. I bet somebody's got a soundtrack of Jane Bond double Lady 7.
Well, you could do that with you could make James Bond's voice go high, and then you can muck about with that. No, okay. Let's have a look.
I think on the 50-second show, I think we should sing a song on the way out.
I'd love to. Oh,
let's do it then.
We've got to. No.
We
got to sing one of that guy's songs. The one that's done the
that's what I think. We'll find a TV sci-fi soundtrack.
Well, are we going to make one our own, or are we going to copy one of his?
Yeah, we'll just do what I did. We'll just make it up when it's playing.
Oh, well, what we need to...
We could sing Voyager theme on 52nd episode. We could do something, and we'll sing, and it'd be terrible, and we'll get shot down for it, but...
We could sing the lyrics to that, Voyager in the Delta... all right.
We'll make our own lyrics.
We'll make our own song, and we can mix it in with the actual... Yeah, I'm up for that.
Thinking,
we'll
do that for episode 52.
Yeah, okay. Well, my computer's frozen, so I can't find a James Bond song. All right, in that case, we're going to finish off with Patrick Stewart and James Corden's "The I Can See Your Belly" song. Have I ever played this yet?
No, I look forward to it. No doubt I will be enthralled.
I'm sure. Basically, I might have done this ages ago, but I'll give this replay. Basically, Patrick Stewart had a few drinks at some event, and James Corden was there, and Patrick Stewart started going on about James Corden's belly, and then someone got him saying, "I can see your belly, belly," and making a silly little song. So I think because it's quite funny, it's worthy of a play tonight. Right, we'll be back next week with a guest on, as well as Doctor Who. We're going to focus on the 11th Doctor. It's the first new Who episode we've ever done. So that should be good. Martin, we'll catch you next week. Yes. And thank you very much, and see you next week.
Live long and prosper, everybody, and stay safe. And
all the best.
I want to speak to James here. It's James, isn't it? From where I was sitting, I can see your belly, belly. I can see your belly, 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 belly. I can see your belly, belly, belly. I can see your belly.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline.
Okay, belly. One more.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline.
Okay, belly. One more. If you fancy the Jonas Brothers, cover your belly. If you fancy the Jonas Brothers, cover your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly.
Belly, belly. You can see my belly.
Cover your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly.
Belly, belly. You can see my belly.
Cover your belly.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline.
Okay, Ellie.
No, seriously, go on. Sorry, I'm waiting for the punchline.
Okay, Ellie.
No, seriously, go on.
These people down here can see your belly. These people down here can see your belly. These people down here can see your belly. These people down here. Cover your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your cover your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your belly. Belly, belly. I can see your cover your belly.
Can we get a taxi ready, please?
The old man going home.
Cover your belly.